is that the amendment be agreed to, and I call the honourable member for Longman.
Thank you very much, Mr Deputy Speaker. And as I rise to speak on this legislation, I cannot let it pass that on the Speaker's list for this legislation, the Labor Party have found 3 speakers. One is the minister, one is the former minister, and to put it frankly, Mr Deputy Speaker, their silence says more than any of us ever can. Mr Deputy Speaker, this legislation, the Defence Forces Retirement Benefit Legislation Amendment Bill before the House, is very close to my heart. But far more importantly, Mr Deputy Speaker, it is close to the hearts of the 1,046 veterans in my community who have spent years fighting for a fair go on their military superannuation pensions, a fair go which the Labor Party has refused to provide. This legislation represents a deserved victory at long last for these local veterans and their families. The Coalition has stood shoulder to shoulder with them. And now, in government, we are delighted to be able to deliver. The changes give effect to a key Coalition election commitment, and on a personal level come after a protracted campaign to secure Longman veterans a fair go, via correspondence, meetings, representations in parliaments and veterans forums with the then Shadow Minister and now Veteran Affairs Minister, Senator Ronaldson. Mr Deputy Speaker, during one such event at the Bribie Island RSL last August, Senator Ronaldson and I signed a pledge that we would deliver rightful indexation after all those years of Labor shunning our ex-service men and women. Currently, 57,000 veterans aged 55 and over have their Defence Force Retirement Benefit Schemes, or DFRB, and Defence Force Retirement and Death Benefit Scheme, or DFRDB, superannuation pensions increased tied to the Consumer Price Index only. Twice, Mr Deputy Speaker, the Coalition tried to pass legislation through the last parliament to achieve fair indexation for them. Each time, the Labor Party, the Greens and the Independents combined to stop that move. But from July 1, Mr Deputy Speaker, we will index DFRB and DFRDB pensions for superannuants aged 55 and over, in the same way as aged and service pensions. That means a calculation based on a formula that factors growth in the CPI, male total average weekly earnings and the pensioner and beneficiary living costs index. The fair indexation provisions will also extend to widow pensioners aged 55 and over. Mr Deputy Speaker, this commitment recognises the unique nature of military service. It recognises that those who have served our nation should not be treated differently from aged and service pensioners. And, Mr Deputy Speaker, this commitment is yet another example so far as this government's record on trust is concerned. Making sure our veterans were treated with fairness and respect was an article of faith for us when we took up the Treasury benches. Mr Deputy Speaker, Caboolture, Morayfield and District RSL Sub-Branch President Mr Bruce Miller told me upon hearing this legislation was a reality that many veterans had been shortchanged thousands of dollars by inadequate indexation. He said, "We are glad that the government has stuck to its election promise and carried through on this. It has been a long time coming." It has indeed, Mr Deputy Speaker, and yet the Coalition has sustained the logical argument that if it is inadequate to lift Centrelink pensions just by the Consumer Price Index, it is even less fair to apply only that index to those who have risked their lives for our country. In the lead-up to the 2007 election, Prime Ministerial candidate Kevin Rudd also promised fairness to the recipients of DFRB and DFRDB pensions. But instead, with Mr Rudd's election, veterans got nothing except another broken Labor promise. Mr Deputy Speaker, we of the Coalition have long acknowledged the unique nature of military service and the sacrifices military personnel and their families make on behalf of all Australians. We believe that Australians should protect and watch over its veterans and their future in the same way our veterans have protected and watched over our country. We have stood by our pledge. We have kept our word. Australia's veterans have risked life and limb deserve better than a government that says one thing before an election and does another thing after. We now call upon the opposition leader and the Labor Party to finally do what they should have done 3 years ago and support this legislation. Mr Deputy Speaker, it is an honour to commend this bill to the House.